Hello, I'm Toycat, and okay, I couldn't resist making another one of these real quick, because as a European, you might expect me to be better at naming European cities than, say, North American ones. However, because of the language difference and the United States' cultural dominance of media, I actually think this might be the inverse of true, and so I could name about 200 cities in all of Europe in 30 minutes. How many cities do you think I can name in North America? I think in the United States it'd be very close. I think for North America as a whole, it might be a whole bunch more, and we're gonna find out precisely with this video. Let's go right now. So how many North American cities can I name? I'm gonna go for every country, and we're gonna start with the non-American, the non-United Statesian parts of the continent, and we're gonna start right down here. Panama counts, so Panama City is the name of this one. I think we might be able to type Panama though. Nope, Panama is a bunch of places. So Panama City is what we're gonna do right here, because Panama City, Panama City is what we're gonna do right here, because Panama City is the big old capital with 0.1% of the North American urban population. Then we've got, I believe Honduras has Honduras City is its big city, so Honduras City, but it might just be called Honduras, honestly. That is mistaken. Mexico has Mexico City, which has 2%. I'm thinking of Guatemala. Yeah, Guatemala has its city, whereas I think Honduras has Guatemala. Man, this is the spelling thing I'm talking about. If you know a city, it doesn't mean you know the city, and so I can't say this one. I do know Belize. It's not their biggest city, but they have Belize City. Belize City is in fact a city that exists right over there. And then we also have the fact that, so obviously we've got San Jose, which is not just a city in Costa Rica, but it's also in California, and also a trillion other places. Kind of cheating when you get this many duplicate places, but it kind of goes to show just how many places share names. Like if we type in Springfield, we already go right up to 66, right? Like it's kind of, oh whoa, there's Springfields in, oh no, these are San Jose's. I was gonna say, is there a Springfield in Mexico? Look at all these places we've gotten right here. So anyway, as you can see, there's a lot of places with similar names. And then we've got ourselves, I think it's called like Tegucigalpa, for one of these cities here. But Guatemala, it's Managua. Oh, Managua. I believe that's how you spell it. Managua, maybe. Again, here's the thing. Knowing how to spell cities is just as important as knowing they exist in this game. Whereas Haiti, I do know it's Port-au-Prince, because at least French I can vaguely understand. In the UK, we don't really do much Spanish at all. The Dominican has Punta Cana, which is not the capital. It's just a big city, and then Santo Domingo is the actual capital. So just like that, we get so many other cities. Look at this, we're killing it right here. We're gonna get over 200. The only question is by how much now. So Santo Domingo covers basically all of the Dominican, right? It's a huge percentage. And then we're gonna go for Cuba, which has Havana. There's a few other cities there, like everyone knows. Guantanamo Bay is at Guantanamo. I don't know how to spell it though, and it's not part of my political process. Guantanamo, right? Guantanamo, maybe Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, whoa, big city. Wow, there's 200,000 people going waterboarding over there. My favorite summer activity. Then we've got Kingston for Jamaica. That's gonna, and also a trillion places up here. Kingston is for Jamaica, which is obviously a big one. And then we've got the Caribbean. So everyone knows Barbados has Bridgetown, I want to say it is. Is it Bridgetown? It is Bridgetown, Barbados. Oh, that's 6,000 people, Jesus. So yeah, maybe even the Caribbean isn't worth going for on a logical level. Like San Juan is going to be a lot, although San Juan, we got it twice. And for the TNT, I should know more of their cities. I think St. John is a big city, not just in Canada, but also over here. Apparently I'm wrong. St. John's, maybe? That's also a big city in Canada, but also over here. Oh, yeah, there we go. St. John's, spelt the full way. And that's as good as we really need to get right here. The Bahamas, it's Nassau as the capital. Whoa, big one right there. And now we've already got 4.47% without going to the bits I know best. Although, really, we haven't even gone for Mexico. Like, there's Guadalajara. I literally went there recently, but I wouldn't be able to tell you where there's J's and Lahara. It's like that, but it's not, right? Guadalajara. Okay, we'll go for it. There's Monterrey, which like the cheese. That's a big city right there. There is Cabo San Lucas. It's not gonna be worth anything, is it? You type in Cabo San Lucas and you get nothing. Cancun is gonna be quite big though, I think. And then there's the few cities which are on the side of the US border, which are quite big. So Juarez is pretty big. There's Tijuana. That's where you go to do things that aren't legal in the US but are in Mexico. Is it Tijuana? Oh god, see, right? The spelling is messing me up today, but it's fine because now we go up to Canada. I think the US has more easily nameable cities, whereas Canada is going to be much harder. Like you get the obvious ones, right? You get your Toronto, you get your Ottawa, You get your Montreal corridor, and then you can also kind of extend it further to the west with London and Windsor. You can extend it down over here to, what's the, Niagara Falls? Maybe just Niagara, honestly. Niagara Falls. Oh, Niagara Falls, New York and Canada. Lock that down. We also got Kingston, Ontario, without knowing it, and Windsor, Quebec. There is Quebec City, which is just called Quebec. They follow the Latin American naming system. Just saying, Quebec is in Latin America. And then also there is Trois-Rivières. Oh, it's like... It's called Three Rivers. I'm not going to get it, though. So then we go after those big cities. There's not many big ones in Nova Scotia. There's Halifax, and there's Dartmouth. Or maybe it's something else. Am I getting it mixed up? And then there's Yarmouth all the way to the south. And then all the way to the north, there's other stuff that I don't know. There's Gander in Newfoundland, and St. John's is probably all I can do. I should be able to name a few other cities, but I can't. And then we've got Happy Goose Valley, or whatever it's called. So Happy Goose Bay, maybe? If I don't get this one, I'm going to be disappointed. Is it Happy Goose Bay? It's something like that. It's there is a Happy Goose Valley over here I'm not going to get. And then there is a Moncton in New Brunswick. 2 Monktons in New Brunswick which overlap, weirdly enough. And then Prince Edward Island has, it's called like Princetown, maybe? Is it called Queenstown? Nope, but somewhere is. We're on 220 cities already, and we've only got more time to go. This is a very well edited video. Trust me on this one. So now we go slightly further west in Canada. There's Thunder Bay into the west of Ontario, and then there's Churchill to the north of Ontario. Maybe I think it's Manitoba actually. Yeah, Manitoba then also has Winnipeg. And other things too, I imagine. Saskatchewan has Regina and Saskatoon. Saskatoon is either the capital. I think Saskatoon is the capital. There's other things like Lloydminster. Is it Lloydminster or Lloydstown? Lloydminster is both in Alberta and Saskatchewan, so going every country doesn't get me both, but that's fine. Alberta has the 2 famous cities of Calgary and Edmonton, which is huge, and then there's like Red Deer in between, which I don't... It's a surprisingly big city. There's also... I see flights to Medicine Hat all the time, but I don't know how it has flights if it has 60,000 people, but it does. And then British Columbia has Vancouver, which is the big one, and then... Oh, wow, 2 Vancouvers. We get Vancouver, Washington too, and maybe some other Vancouvers. But yeah, as you can see, so we got Vancouver and British Columbia, and we've also got Victoria, the capital of British Columbia, because it's Vancouver Island. There's Nanaimo on that island as well. They make a dessert type, I believe. And then we've also got Vancouver could be split into lots of cities. So we try for, I think it's called Westminster. If that counts as a separate city, we can go crazy. Oh, it doesn't. So we try Surrey. Oh, that does count. So we can start to count different cities around Vancouver. So North Vancouver is distinctly separated for whatever reason. There's also Whistler, which I love for various skiing reasons. Between Whistler and Vancouver, there is Squamish. The bus always stops there. No one ever gets on or off, but you have to go to it anyway. Ruin my time when I've just gotten off a long flight, damn it. See, this is where knowledge comes from. Long buses, apparently. Then there is obviously Calgary has... there's Banff near Calgary. There's Jasper, just to the north, kind of closer to Edmonton. Okay, very tiny, but it counts. There's also like Abbotsford right here. It has its own airport, weirdly enough. There is way up to the north here is like Albertstown. If I just type in Albert, is that a place? It's like, it's Georgetown maybe? Although Georgetown is another place, so let's try Georgetown. We got a lot of places, but we didn't get what we were going for. See what I mean here? Having a similar language means I've already gone all of these places, internet. I don't know most of these places, but I've got them kind of cheekily. Yeah, after Jasper, there is a lot of cities in between here I can't name, like Canmore is near Banff, but that counts as a different city. To the east of Calgary, there are things. To the west of Calgary, there's things. Wouldn't be able to tell you what they are, though. Way up in the north, there is Yellowknife. And there is, Yellowknife is that one. There's like, it's got a similar name, like White Jacket, I think it's White Jacket. Is it not White Jacket? It's called like, yeah, it's called something Jacket over here. Jacket Knife, Jacket Box. And then also, I guess we'll go for Alaska now before we go for mainland US. So there's Anchorage in Alaska, everyone knows that one. Then there's Juneau, the capital. Oh God, if I know how it's spelled. Juneau. Juneau. Then there's Fairbanks in the middle of Alaska. God knows what it's doing there. Seriously, if you can tell me what's going on in Fairbanks, I'd love to know. Way up in the north, there's towns I don't know. There's the Diomede Islands, but I don't know what the cities are called. And then there's Juneau, the capital, but I don't know where that is. Over here is like Prince Albert Town, Prince George Town. It's something like that, like George Road. And then over here, there's a couple of medium-sized cities for rural Canada. And then we've got, presumably to the... I think I can name more cities here if I try. Like, there's Saguenay up to the north there. And then to the... I went on a road trip recently, so I go past a lot of places. And then, what is Windsor, Quebec doing here? Oh, there is a Windsor in Quebec as well. Which means, we got Ottawa, but we didn't get Gatineau. If I can spell Gatineau. I don't know how... If I can spell Gatineau. Gatineau. Oh yeah, we can. That's 276,000 people, 8% of the North American population, which is wild given how much lives in the US, and we haven't done the obvious, like, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. Just to show you what a boost we can get when we go for size over quantity. But instead, we are going for quantity here. We are trying to really nail it down. So New York is huge, and then obviously there's Jersey City on the Jersey side, and then there's also Hoboken on the Jersey side. The United States splits up into loads of cities for the same actual city. On Long Island, there is I wouldn't be able to tell you actually. There's Westchester in upstate New York. Then there's White Plains. Then there's Buffalo, obviously. That's a pretty big one up here. And then between those two, there's Syracuse, and there's Syracuse, and there's Albany, and there's Rochester. I don't know where Rochester is in New York, but it is in New York. Look at all these cities we're just duplicating. There's a Boston around here, obviously. There's lots of Bostons. Where are all these extra places coming from? There's Boston, then there's Cambridge, which is part of Boston, but also not for some reason. In Maine, so then there's to the west of Massachusetts. There's, I want to say there's a Worcester. There's definitely a Worcester in Massachusetts. I don't know how they pronounce it. I bet they would say Worcester rather than Worcester, like we would in the UK. Over to in Maine here, we've got Portland, which is going to give me a huge boost because it's going to be giving me the one in Oregon right here. But then also we have, as well as Portland, Maine, I've been here, there's an airport there. It's starts with an M. I don't know it though. It's like a national park over here, and there's a airport not that far from it. I don't know it. So New York going south, we have Jersey City, we have Camden, New Jersey. People make fun of that place a lot. Ooh, there's a lot of Camdens. People make fun of that a lot. And as well as Camden, New Jersey, there's a Jersey City. No, it's Atlantic City. Sorry, I've named Jersey City too many times. Can you tell I used to live there? Then in between them, there is a Hamilton. An Egg Harbor City. I might have to type in city. I might not have to. We'll just try Egg Harbor. Oh, I spell it British, that's why. There's an Egg Harbor City. Were there eggs that came there? I don't know. I'm not here to tell you about that. There's Philadelphia, like the cheese. I believe they named the city after the cheese. Fun fact. And then near Philadelphia, which I can't have gone it so far unless it's it's that tiny bubble behind New York. Yeah, what else is there around Philadelphia? There's Pittsburgh in the state. And then between Pittsburgh, there's Scranton. I actually know some people from Scranton, weirdly enough. Scranton, Pennsylvania. And then there's like a dead spot of nothingness in between, right? So heading south, again, the East Coast is just going to deliver. We haven't gone for Greenwich in Connecticut. We haven't gone for New London. I've got London, but not New London. Look at how many there are. I haven't gone for Hamburg. That's going to be a bunch of places, right? Or New Hamburg, indeed. That's a big one in New York, if I'm not mistaken. New Hamburg. Only 2 New Hamburgs, as opposed to 11 old Hamburgs. But yeah, we're not going for big populations, which is what we should probably be focusing on if we've got only half our time left. So yeah, looking around here, we're doing pretty good. Rhode Island has Providence as probably their biggest city. Maybe not. But it definitely feels quite big if it's got a bubble that big. There is it sounds like it's just someone's implantment, like it's like Mays Landing or something. Actually, that's a place too, right? Yeah, but there's a place that's it's called like Martha's Vineyard. I don't understand Martha's Vineyard. I need to look it up after this video is done. It's like there's always flights there, but it sounds like, how can you fly to a vineyard? Is it Martha Vineyard? No, there is a vineyard over here that has a big airport. I don't know how you can fly there. Virginia has DC. Oh, that counts. I wasn't expecting it to. DC has Alexandria, I want to say, is the big city on the other side. And then the CIA is in Langley. I think that's also a Canadian city or two. So Langley. I think there's also like Langley Falls. I don't know where that is, but it's somewhere, right? Nope, there's no Langley Falls. So between DC and New York, we've got the big cities of... It starts with, it's like a famously bad city in the weird state Maryland. It's, why would you even live there, you know? I'm just gonna keep... So there's Dulles for the airport, right? Washington Dulles. Then there is between that, Maryland has a big city, and so too does the weird state. So what is the weird city? It's fairly big, but I don't know it. So I'm going to keep moving south and instead say in West Virginia. No, sorry. Yeah, West Virginia, I don't know any city, actually. But I do know that the Carolinas have a fair few. So Charleston is the big one, I want to say. There's also, in North Carolina, they have quite a few cities. Charlotte... Is it just Charlotte, actually? Yeah, just Charlotte. There's Greenville. There's Green Bay as well, somewhere in the US. I think that's over here, right? But there's Charlotte, there's Greenville, and there's Raleigh, and then there's Durham. Everyone loves Durham, my favorite northern English city. And then, interestingly enough, when we look around the rest here, it gets a little bit trickier to define. Yeah, if I was to level with you here, I would say I have no clue what's going on with this area-wise. There are definitely cities that exist, but I can't say I know them. So between that and DC, I should also know a little bit, but I'm not going to go for it right now. We're going to go for easier pickings. Like, I haven't gone for Atlanta yet. There's a lot of Atlantas. I haven't gone for Rome, Georgia. There's a lot of Romes. I haven't gone for Athens, Georgia. There's going to be a lot of Athens, apparently. Just name a European city and you can win this. Like, Paris just got 12. Madrid... just got 6. We'll go for Barcelona. Barcelona's too foreign sounding. It's got 0, yeah. We gotta go for the ones that... Berlin, that's gonna be a ton, right? Frankfurt, that's a ton. There is a Frankfurt, weirdly enough, right? There's a Frankfurt. There's 9 Frankfurts. Just, this is crazy how this works. The number of cities you can get by just... like, what is this? So, no, yeah, let's keep naming. Florida has the big ones of Orlando, Miami... Fort Lauderdale, if anyone knows how to spell it, it's not me. There is some cities in between, and there are other cities around. There's Tampa, and then there's St. Petersburg, which isn't part of it, and honestly sounds like it should be Russian. Petersburg. Hey, we got it anyway. Then there is, starts with an S just nearby, Sarasota. Don't ask me how I know that. One too many YouTube videos, I think. Then we got the Florida Keys. There's, I don't know the names of the cities. Also, we're getting a decent percent of the city chunk base here done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for just big cities across the continent real quick. So I've missed out Seattle. That's a big one. We've missed out Las Vegas and Reno. Those are big ones, obviously. We haven't got Phoenix, which is, like, huge. We need to go for Texas and just Houston, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth. There's another one, San Antonio, that makes up the triangle. San Antonio. Just, you can get huge cities by doing this. In the middle, we've got Denver, surprisingly big. We've got Chicago already, but we haven't got St. Louis. And just, we boosted up our numbers so high. We're going to end up with over 1,000 cities, if I have anything to say about it. And so around Texas, you have a few places like Odessa from Ukraine, which is odd that there's 9 of those, apparently. There's, I want to say there's a Bedford out there, too. Yeah, there's a, well, that's apparently in Fort Worth. There is there a Luton in North America anywhere? No, no one wants to name this thing after Luton. Bedford gets something, not Luton, damn it. Understandably. There's a place with like a really sad shooting in West Texas that I think I know about. Can't get it on the top of my head right now. So we go, if we go kind of east again, Louisiana has New Orleans. Is there a regular Orleans? You'd expect there to be one, right? Orleans. I think there is, in fact, a few. Yeah, there's 5 Orleans. Then there's Shreveport. I've never heard of anyone being from Shreveport, but there's always roads going there. And then between this, Alabama has Sweet Home Alabama. Birmingham has the governor. There we go. You just got to sing your way through these things. There's also Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery. And there's also a big one that has the Space Center. Don't know what's going on there, but there definitely is something happening. Yeah, there's a really, like, smart, well-educated city in Alabama, which surprises a lot of people from outside of it. Atlanta, I think Georgia is really pretty rural outside of Atlanta. So move in slightly further west. Michigan has Detroit. And then Ann Arbor. And then Flint. Everyone knows Flint, right? That's the only Flint in the country. There's also Dearborn. I know that from Designated Survivor. It's the capital, I want to say. Maybe Ann Arbor's the capital. It's one of these two smaller cities you wouldn't expect. If we go back to Nevada, I did live there for some time, so I should be able to name some cities. There's Reno and there's Las Vegas. We got them all. But I think it might count Henderson separately. It does, which means it counts North Las Vegas separately, which it does, which means Pahrump. Oh, North Vegas. Okay, so Pahrump is going to count separately. And if Pahrump counts separately, then so too is Mesquite, obviously. That's actually very separate. There's a Boulder City. We might just have to type in Boulder, though. Yeah, Boulder gets me a ton, too. So Boulder City, so that's the big cities. I guess you could get the small places, too, but they're not going to add up to anything. There is we're missing Salt Lake, obviously. Salt Lake City. It's weird when you have to type in city and when you don't. This is Salt Lake City, but there's also Provo. There's also, to the north of it, there's Logan, Utah. There's Boise, Idaho, just way up over there. So Wyoming has Jackson. I know that from The Last of Us. The capital is Cheyenne. See, look at this. Look at this knowledge. Do I have this for my own continent? No. You see how it's crazy how inside of me it all is? We're tackling this in a very disorganized way, but I think that's we're going west, then we're going east, then we'll hit the middle in between, I think. Although Texas kind of counts as its own coast, in my opinion. So yeah, if we kind of continue along the west here, I think we look at the rest of Idaho and we say there is a Moscow, as well as 8 others apparently. And look how many cities I have for some of these states. We also have, so we'll go for Oregon. There's a Bend, Oregon. There's a Eugene, Oregon. I think that's the second biggest city. And Oregon has other cities, but I can't name them. California has San Jose, San Francisco. Be so huge to miss San Francisco. Be huge to miss Orange if it counts as its own place. Of course it does. We're at 902 cities with 10 minutes to go. I think we're going to hit this 1,000 mark. So after Orange, California, there is to the east. Hollywood isn't probably going to count, but it's worth a shot, right? Oh, it does count. North Hollywood is, I think, a city in its own right. It's not. Universal, worst case, someone has named their city that somewhere. Nope, it's in California. Close to the border, you have San Diego. It would be ridiculous to miss that one, given its population. And then between the two, you have, like, Fresno. That's a big one. You have Sacramento, the capital. Why do I need to know the capital of California politics? You have, between LA and Las Vegas, basically nothing. But there is, I want to say Roswell is a city in... that's... Apparently aliens landed in Roswell, New Mexico, not Roswell, Nevada. Today I learned. So in Phoenix you have Kings... It's called like Kingsville, I want to say. It's a road stop between Vegas and the Grand Canyon. It's on Route 66. Why do I know the road connections of this place I don't know in Arizona, damn it? So then we've got... we've got the Idaho. So east of Washington, you have Spokane, which is a really weird city. I would love to visit, but it's just so far east. There's like Sasquatch as well. Sasquatch is a place in Washington. It's like there's a big fall there. It was the first time I tried to drive in snow. It was terrifying. So if Las Vegas counts, there's a few things to the north of Las Vegas that logically would count too. Not going to try and get them right now. Salt Lake City has Wendover in Nevada. Oh, no, it's in Utah. So West Wendover is the one everyone wants, right? West Wendover. Yep. So that means I guess I'm going to count East St. Louis then. Yep, you better believe I am. East St. Louis is big, which means, yeah, we're going to now probably go for the middle. I feel like we could get more cities in... Let's go for New Mexico. Like Albuquerque. Okay, I don't know Albuquerque. I do know Santa Fe. And lots of Santa Fe's. And yeah, if I can't get Albuquerque, I've been there. I know Albuquerque, but it's not on this map, damn it. I know Las Vegas, New Mexico, apparently. So yeah, Albuquerque's pretty nice. Where else are we going to check out? So I would say Denver, Boulder. We can do North Colorado, I think. There's Aspen. If there's Aspen, oh wait, if Aspen counts, then to the west of Banff, there's somewhere called like Radium. Radium Hot Springs, maybe? Radium Hot Springs. Yeah, it counts for something. There's a town called Asbestos. I watched a Tom Stoss video. I don't know the takeaway from it. Just that there was a place people mined asbestos in, and yeah, we got some weird cities here. You got Houston, British Columbia. What a weird batch of cities we have. So coming back into this with the U.S. to the north in Montana, you've got Montana's a weird one, right? It has a big city. Has Missoula, maybe the capital, maybe the biggest city. And then there are other cities, clearly, like, I'll type in Glacier. Nope, that's not right. So, Montana has other cities, but I think I might know the least about Montana here. There's Sioux Falls for Iowa, and then there's also Rapid City, somewhere. There's a Rapid City. South Dakota has, I guess, a Rapid City, clearly. And it has a other place. There's, I think Rapid City is actually maybe where you go in South Dakota when you do. South Dakota has one of the best like license programs where you come there from out of state, you become a South Dakotan, and you can kind of cheese the system that way. Which reminds me, Delaware. We've been missing Delaware because of all of this. So there's a Newcastle, Delaware. There's a Dover, Delaware. Oh, there's a lot of Dovers. Okay, we're getting right up there. The East Coast is how you play this game. If you go West Coast, there's some actually unique city names. Like if we go to Kansas City, there's only one Kansas City, you know? But, we go further east and we start naming things that match the UK. Like, there's a big city, I tried Newcastle. Let's just name British cities at this point, honestly. So I've already done Birmingham. I haven't done Manchester. 1,005 cities, did it. What is my smallest city so far? Roswell, South Dakota, and yeah, we're getting a lot of near misses on these, but still, it's great in my opinion. So in Canada, I think we got all the biggest cities so far. There's nothing big. We're going north of that. In Mexico, we're definitely missing some big cities. So let's try just to get our percentage up. Guadalajara. Okay, so it's like a Guadalajara. Damn it, I'm never gonna get it. There is cities nearby Guadalajara, and there's also a city nearby Cabo San Lucas called like Cabo something something. Also, wow, we got some cities here I didn't know about. Not having Tijuana is a big one, so Tijuana. Yay! See, that's big. You can't just miss something like that. Guatemala, now I can see how I spell it. I can read that. Guatemala. So, Guatemala. Guatemala. Guatemala City. Ah, there we go. I'm convinced it's just called Guatemala. Guatemala. You know, I'm all messed up. So, Nicaragua has Managua. Maunuga, that's where they're from. I don't know where else we're going for in Costa Rica. There is a big place to the west. In Cuba, there's some more places. We're gonna give up on all of this and just go US heavy, because all you have to do is start naming European cities again, and then we can get ourselves well over the top. Warsaw, there's a Krakow there somewhere. There's going to be a Kiev, of course. There's no Kiev across all of Europe. Kiev? Wow, no Ukrainians making their mark on city names, it seems. In Vermont, we've got Burlington. That's a pretty... Ooh, lots of Burlingtons, apparently. Around Toronto, you've got, like, smaller cities. You've got, like, Oshawa. And then as you go further east, you get, like, Cornwall. Oh, yeah, we got a Cornwall. Like, there's a lot of... What is a Madrid doing in New York? I just have to say. If we go in really, really tiny cities, and we can totally just do that, right? We can spend all day being like, New Jersey's capital is... I don't know. Actually, we didn't go for Ohio. We got all of Ohio missing. Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati. That's where you go to do all your sinning. Cincinnati. Okay, there's a Cincinnati in there somewhere. Okay, this is a valuable reminder to learn spelling. There's Gary, Indiana. That's a pretty big deal. Indianapolis is a pretty big one to miss too, I think. Indianapolis. Yeah, see, you gotta know where it comes from. Kentucky has... I got Frankfort, but there's a way bigger city in Kentucky. It's got a funny sounding name. Then there's also Tennessee, which I think we've missed altogether. So, Nashville, Tennessee. There's also Knoxborough. Knoxborough? Oh, no. There's, where Jack Daniels is from there. It's something like that. It's way to the west of the state. Not gonna get it. It's fine. We'll go for some obvious. Just every U.S. town has these sorts of places now. There are gonna be a bunch of Washingtons, right? Washington, Lincoln. He's a big president. Which means you can just go like Adams. Oh wow, Johnstown. Hey, yeah. This is insane. The number of cities we've got with the low percent that we've got here, by the way. US population is very far spread out. And just to kind of finish some up, if we can get them, we go for basic names like David, St. David's. Is there any Cardiffs out there? There's got to be a Cardiff. There is a New Cardiff too, if I'm not mistaken. There's not a New Cardiff. There's a New Edinburgh. We didn't go for Edinburgh or Glasgow, Edinburgh. You know what? Okay, this is our 30 minutes. Coming to a nice end. I think pretty nice end indeed. Finish and save. We won't be able to add more cities, but the game will be saved permanently, and I'll get a link that I can share. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, I named 1165 US cities. The biggest cities, we'll go for the ones that I didn't get, because I think there are some interesting rare ones, like New Edinburgh. I got that by spelling it wrong. I got this by mistaking it with, somewhere in Canada. There's a lot of like silly ones here to not get. I think the interesting one that I got was, so the best one that I got intentionally was Hamilton, New Jersey. Pretty proud of myself. I also got Churchill. Oh, I got some wrong Churchills. I can see why they're named that though. My best country is the US by far, then Mexico before Canada, just by means of the US sharing more city names with Mexico than Canada. And I got 21 of 29 cities over 1 million. What did I miss? Okay, so we got Etapac. Okay, I don't know it. Guadalajara. Okay. Puebla. I think I could have got that. Tegucigalpa. I knew it, but I wasn't going to try and spell it. Leon. I think I could have tried Leon by itself. I should have gone Castries. Kingstown. Wait, didn't I do Kingstown? I didn't do Kingstown? Wait, I did Kingston. Oh, I did Kingston, not Kingstown. Oh, it's the same root word, right? So Port of Spain, yeah, that's a big one for me to get. St. George's, yeah, we got some big misses. If I'm being honest with you, some pretty big misses there. I missed 5 countries in their entirety. St. Vincent and the Grenadines did a lot for me as a child, so I owe them a lot in return. But anyway, you can see I missed a lot of countries here. I want to give you an update in just this little video right here. One of those is that doing these videos has got to be really bad for every engagement metric that exists on YouTube, but I wanted to do one anyway, and so a lot of people have been asking me to do one for the world. I did one for the world, and it went interestingly. You can see my first attempt. It's on Patreon, or if you're a channel member, you can hit the join button. You'll see it there. Thank you to those supporting the channel. I've been, doing 2 videos a week, so I'm glad a lot of people have been enjoying that. Appreciate all the extra, the people who have been signing up on Patreon. It really is something I appreciate a lot. Thank you for those who are considering even doing it. Just give it a check. See the page. Look at the kebab tiers. They're all funnily named things I had to find images for. But anyway, the interesting thing here is, so you can check out my Naming All the World Cities. I want to get better at naming cities that exist in the world. I want to be able to name thousands of cities, and that's not where I got on my first try. I want to learn every capital city, every flag, and basically, I want to up my geography knowledge, which is something we'll be doing on this channel. Something else we'll be doing on this channel is, you might know about this. I just have a public Jetpunk profile. This is a place with some quizzes where you can see which countries I've visited at a given point in time. Should you put this information public? Who knows? But I'm doing it anyway, right? And so I got from, for my whole 21st years of life, I went to 2 countries. I'd only ever been abroad one place 2 times. And so then after 20, I went from 2 to 40 real quick, like 45 in no time. And then because of having long distance girlfriends and the basically my travel never lined up to going to new countries. So I stalled at like 47, 48 for a really, really, really long time, which is something I intend to change. So next week, I'm going to Africa for the first time. And then for my 50th country, I just figured it'd be fun. A lot of people have been asking, when are you going to get to 50? I think it'd be funny to like kind of make it a bit of a troll and go to a country that who knows whether it's the 50th country or not. That maybe one of those countries that people would say, oh, did you really, Toy Cat? And I figured it'd be a fun thing to do. And so that's what we're doing for country number 50. You'll see something to do with my visit to country number 49 soon, maybe. And country 50 will be a wild time. So look forward to the the fiery comments, and I'll get to ask people in the video, like, you know, I get to tell you my favorite sarcastic question. So is this a country? Have I really visited 50? Just, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see a thing, you can go to patreon.com/toycat, and it's linked down below. Appreciate the support. I use it to buy a lot of kebabs to fund this channel because, you know, let's be honest, there's not a lot of operating expenses here, but there are a lot of kebabs that have to be bought. Also, I think I loaded this up in 2 separate tabs, huh? Anyway, so yeah, let's apparently you can save these and then we can try again later, which will be fun to do for the world, but we'll do that later. Also, I think I'm gonna do a UK cities one soon, so look forward to seeing that in a week or so. Thank you for watching. Check it out if you are someone who likes that. And second channel, apparently care a little bit. Goodbye.